the board, and they'll certainly be hoping that they can restrict Lancashire here. Lancashire, some names you'll be very familiar with. Josh Buttler opening the batting out there. He's back from the IPL, as is Phil Salt. Liam Livingston, the skipper, another one. There's some powerhouses and a couple of former Notts players as well. Luke Wood and Jack Blatherwick gets a all too rare game for Lancashire. We'll give you the rest of the lineup as we go along, but it is going to be Shaheen, Shah, Afridi to get us underway, Colin, and you'd imagine, having watched the women's game, there's going to be a lot of runs in this.
Yeah, you would think so. Shaheen Shah Afridi, though, will be trying to stem that flow early, won't he? Bowled well yesterday, didn't he? 3 wickets for him. First time multiple wickets, so he'll be looking to continue where he left off. It doesn't seem very long ago at all, does it? They were finishing that game at Edgbaston last night.
He's Notts' leading wicket taker in the competition, 8 wickets so far. Last night his figures are 3 for 39, certainly his standout ones. He's going to be bowling to Phil Salt, the Lancashire keeper, former Sussex man, who drives into the offside and away for 4, and that just out of the reach of Samit Patel. Flung himself to his right and away for 4. Didn't get a fingernail on it, but on another day, Colin, that might just have gone straight to the fielder.
That was very, very close. That's Phil Salt obviously looking to make a quick impression, a quick start on the match, and well, he did not miss Samit Patel by much. That was probably a ball's width away from his fingertips.
That was almost an Ilkay Gundogan start to the match. That would have been inside 13 seconds had Patel been able to catch it. Afridi bowls. Salt will guide this into the offside, take a single, 5 without loss. If you're with us last night and you were just mulling over something that Colin and I were as well, we hadn't lost our marbles. Just briefly, if you weren't with us, I'll tell you what happened. 1 ball to go in the Notts innings, 212 for 3. Joe Clark punched the ball down the ground. Wasn't going to run at first, he thought he'd have gone for 4. It was stopped on the boundary. In came the return. They only ran 1. The scorers gave 2. That took Joe Clark from 87 not out to 89 not out. So Notts finishing on 214 for 3. Come back to that in a second, because Josh Butler's quickly taken guard. Afridi bowls to him and lets it go through to Notts wicket-keeper Tom Moores. The other BBC commentary team that were there last night, BBC Coventry and Warwickshire, we spoke to them at the end of the match. They too felt it was only 213 for 3. It wasn't changed at all during the evening. We thought somebody will pick up on it. So this morning I made one or two calls to the right people who followed it up. I watched the live stream, the last over, carefully documenting everything that happened, and everybody's very much in agreement. It should have been 213 for 3. Emphasis 213. Here's Afridi into Buttler. This one down the leg side. It's well taken by Tom Moores, but it is going to be a wide. And again, Notts, as per last night, indeed most of the matches so far, guilty of getting off to an ill-disciplined start by bowling more balls in and over than they need to. Leg side wide from Afridi makes it 6 without loss. To cut a long story short, it should have been 213 for 3, but as the match has now finished, they can't change it apparently. So Joe Clark's got the easiest run he'll ever get in his career. Should have been 88 not out, finished 89 not out. Here's Afridi as we concentrate on this one. Bowls to Buttler, and he guides it out onto the leg side. And there's Colin Munro, and there is 1 more to the total, 7 without loss. Why does, and I know you're going to say, why are you asking me, Dave, but you know, I'm just sort of putting out there a rhetorical question. Why does one of the world's best bowlers in this format bowl so many leg side wides?
Strange, isn't it? Is it because the odds are stacked against bowlers so much in this format?
There is Afridi, comes in and bowls another leg side wide, and Tom Moores does very well to prevent it going for 5 leg side wides. As it was, he parried it, and they take another run, so a couple to the total there, and this is going to be, well, at the very best for Notts, an 8 ball over, and it's 9 without loss.
By which I mean that they're so, they have to be so precise in exactly where they're trying to bowl it. It doesn't take a lot to go right. That worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
There's Afridi. In again, bowls. This is dragged onto the leg side by Buttler. He certainly didn't mean it to go there. Gets a single, 10 without loss.
I think what I'm trying to say is they're under so much pressure, aren't they, the bowlers,
yeah.
right? With every ball they bowl, because it's such a batsman's game.
Small margins for error.
Yeah,
and all
I
that.
think that's right. But you would still think bowlers of the calibre of the people that we're watching at the moment would be able to avoid those wides.
And he bowls very, very quickly. It doesn't take too long to get down to the other end. And he comes in again and bowls, eased into the offside. There's no run there. A couple of dots to finish, which means only 10 came from the over, but I don't know, it's an 8-ball over. Just need to cut that out of Nott's game. I mean, just mentioned it, small margins. You just save a couple of runs here, there and everywhere, and you can be chasing.
35 for 1, and Shaheen Shah Afridi back into the attack.
Overall T20 meetings between these sides, Notts with the advantage, 15 wins to Lancashire's 12, and there was a match a couple of years ago that finished in a tie at Old Trafford. There's Afridi. It's ball to Buttler, who's on 19. He's got a start. He's lifted this one up in the air. Again, that could have gone straight to the fielder, but it's landed between Mullaney and Montgomery. Stephen Mullaney will chase it down. Former Lancashire player, of course, briefly played at the start of his career, played 3 T20 matches in his time for Lancashire, played over 170 now for Notts. And the captain was pretty close there to being in a position to pouch his second catch of the evening. Afridi, 3 wickets last night, should have had 4. Samet, unusually for him, dropped an absolute dolly. 38 for 1. Afridi in again. Croft guides it into the offside to Montgomery, who's been brought in there nice and tight to save the single, and does just that. Here at Trent Bridge, Lancashire won last year. I don't know if you sort of back horses for courses. Lancashire won here last year, but the previous 10 matches here were all won by Notts. Now that is a sequence. 10 matches in a row Notts won here against the Red Rose, but Lancashire triumphed last year. Time for Notts again, maybe. Afridi bowls, cut away, tries to cut it away, Croft. In fact, he's dragged it to Hales, who fires it down towards Tom Moore's end and actually hits the stumps, and that's a dangerous thing to do because that can very often ricochet away and go for overthrows. He didn't mean to do it, of course. You try and get it in towards the keeper as accurately as you can, but it crashed into the stumps, and again on another day that could have run away for overthrows.
As it was, the stump I think went further than the ball,
yeah,
didn't it?
Yeah.
Careering out the ground.
39 for 1, halfway through the 5th over. Jos Buttler on strike. Right now he's the one they want. As Afridi bowls, Buttler, a little push and run. He judged that nicely, did Buttler. Took the weight off it, even though Montgomery on the 30-yard discs was walking in with the bowler. There wasn't a lot of weight on that gentle push.
But quick from Afridi, that, didn't it?
Yeah. Get Buttler out, get Livingston out, get Croft out. They've still got Daryl Mitchell, who made 85 not out at Old Trafford last week, and Colin de Grandhomme, and Rob Jones and the rest. Afridi bowls now. Another push now, then there's a chance to shy at the stump, surely, and Montgomery narrowly misses. It's usually the way, isn't it, when there is a genuine chance to throw the stumps down, albeit from about 35 yards there, Montgomery. You don't hit, but had he been a little more accurate, I think that would have been the end of Jos Buttler.
He tried to take as much time, I think, as he could, didn't he, in lining it up, which wasn't a lot, because Buttler was herring down to that end.
Nice to set yourself. There's Afridi. Bowls now, and he's bowled him! Buttler goes! Afridi stands there like the angel of the north with his arms spread out wide, just inviting the Trent Bridge crowd just to bow almost at his presence. That was magnificent from Afridi. That is what Shaheen Shah Afridi's all about. Textbook Yorker, and Buttler has gone. The big fish is bowled by the even bigger fish on the occasion. 41 for 2 and Buttler out for 23. What a ball that was from Afridi, and Jos Buttler, good a player as he is, just